What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're here to look at the brand new Kizuna Clash Sugofest that's going to be coming up. Because we had the Treasure Map Sugofest focusing on Sanji, Reiju, and the Vinsmoke kids, I was kind of hoping that they were going to go more Whole Cake Island focused theming for the upcoming Kizuna banner. Lo and behold, they didn't. They shot that right in the foot and said, nope, we're going back to Egghead. We have Atlas, we have Lilith, and we also will have a look at the super evolution of Shirahoshi and Mansherry. And I gotta say, this is one of those times, one of those rare times where this is actually a good 6+. And it's not really the fact that I guess the 6+ is a good upgrade, because I mean the character in and of itself was already still good, but the upgrades that they gave this character were just super solid. So we're going to go through that in today's video as well, so strap yourselves in. Sugofest, of course, part 1 features Ginny, Shirahoshi, and Mansherry for some reason are here. Kizuna Rare Recruit, Vegapunk, some other guys, the new Atlas, of course, Robin and Chopper. If you go over to part 2, shout out to Captain Pappy, by the way, for putting these images up. We have the Leo and Donsai. There is the Sabo and Bonnie, Vegapunk Legend, Dofi Rare Recruit, Brook Rare Recruit. Look, at the end of the day, not even just looking at the units and what they do, just skip. Like, we're so close to New Year's now, there's literally no reason to be pulling here. Just gotta say that, okay? Let's get into things. Okay, so straight off the cuff, the new Atlas, by the way, is a legend. It is a 6-star Sugofest exclusive. It's a Kizuna Clash legend. So this character is only pullable on Kizuna Clash Sugofest. I actually haven't had a look at what this character does, so this is going to be my first raw reaction here. So Strength, Cerebral, Free Spirit seems pretty reasonable. Let's have a look. Captain ability reduces Strength, Cerebral, Free Spirit cooldown by 2, switch effect by 2. That seems pretty good. 5.5 attack, 6 times when they have Strength, Tandem, Bomb, or Super Bomb. 1.2 HP. Bomb and Super Bomb are matching. Changes Dex and Int slots into Bomb slots. Slightly boosts the chances of landing a Dex slot. Makes Bomb and Super Bomb do 0 damage to the crew. Okay, so like this is pretty typical stuff, like nothing outlandish. Like again, like cooldown, HP, decent damage, matching slots, generate Bomb and Super Bomb, make them do no damage to you. I kind of like it so far. And then applies the following effect based on tags. Here we go. If you have 3 or more scientists on your crew, boost cerebral characters by a further 1.1. Tapping on this character with a bomb or a super bomb will reduce all enemies' damage nullification by 2 turns. Okay, this is a good ability, but at the end of the day, damage nullification is not a very common effect that you're going to be coming up against. So this is not a character that I think is going to be like that, like used that often. Let's have a look at the super special, because that may change things. When any 2 scientists are on the team, you can launch as a crewmate. So it's just tag based. It's not even character based, which I think is a good thing, because I mean this will just include all Vegapunks anyway. Alright, so the super special reduces this character's cooldown by 2, reduces special bind on this character's like own kit by 10 turns. And if the crew has attack up, reduces attack boost effect by 0.5, but change the attack boost to a stackable attack boost. So this is very similar to like when Lilith came out, or the original Lilith. The original, like when the first Vegapunk Legends were releasing, they all had this kind of ability. They reduce the multiplier, but then they make it stackable. The fact that it reduces it only by 0.5 is actually incredibly strong. So it means if you have, like, let's say it's a 4 times attack boost, it goes down to 3.5, but it becomes a stackable attack boost, which means that you can then apply a different normal attack boost. So let's say you got, like, a captain that gives you a 4 times attack boost, use that first, then use this super special, so it's 3.5, and then your secondary character that gives you a 4x attack boost, you can then apply as well. So I see the vision, is what I'm saying. I see the vision. Let's have a look at this special. It reduces cooldown of special charge time by 2 turns for cerebral units, which goes well with this because obviously deals with that. Hopefully the special bind removal. Reduces threshold by 10, 90% damage reduction for 2 turns, allows you to select one of the following effects for 1 turn. 2 effects can be applied if 3 or more scientist characters are on the crew. Launched effects will not trigger enemy interrupt actions. I mean, this already seems good. Yeah, Cerebral attack boost 3.25. 3.25 all boost for Cerebral. boost crew's attack based on damage reduction effect. If you have 90% damage reduction, you get a 1.9 damage buff. And then boost cerebral character's base attack by 1750, or boost the chain by plus 2.0. I don't really understand why this character removes special bind of themselves, but they don't have an ability to reduce special bind for the team. That's a little weird. We didn't have a look at the crewmate ability. Bomb and super bomber matching for the crew, cannot be blown away. That's nice. And then tapping with bomb or super bomb, you get a resistance down. Okay. So, if you are running more scientist-focused teams, this is going to be a pretty good special. I kind of like this. This is not an awful character at all. I mean, this character almost, I wouldn't say it almost does, but you don't really have a lot of overlap by running double Atlas. Like, you can run an Atlas friend captain and then an Atlas sub, use both specials and get like a bunch of different buffs simultaneously. I like the fact that this character gives you damage reduction and then has the potential to give you the damage reduction based attack boost. That's really nice. And also, none of these effects can trigger enemy actions. And either way, you can only select one of them, but if you have 3 or more scientists, you get 2 of them. Like, that's kind of cool. So it does still incentivize you to run scientist. 17 turn cooldown with limit break expansion is crazy, by the way. That's really high. But for what this special does, I kind of get it. This is not a bad unit at all, I must say. Like, this unit's actually pretty solid. I wasn't really a big fan of the character choice, because, I mean, I'm kind of sick of the whole Vegapunk situation, but this character seems pretty solid. Support effect, any scientist. If you use a special, you get 30% damage reduction for 2 turns, and adjacent Sultan's a bomb. It's okay. Potential abilities, increase damage to, so it's the enrage, fear reduction, which is quite nice, and then damage limit break. Really? That's kind of weird. Yeah, so dupes, I mean, are not really that important in my opinion for this character. Let's have a look at the Rumble. So they resist action bind, they get damage reduction against Dex. So it says 6 health and recovery to Cerebral and Free Spirit. For the first 40 seconds, you get level 8 CT buff to self. That's kind of nice. For the first 40 seconds, level 5 CT down debuff to Navy and World Government enemies. Also pretty good. After 40 seconds, applies 6 attack to Cerebral Free Spirit, Straw Hat, Vegapunk, Bonnie, and Paramecia crew. So wait, the wording's a little clunky, because it, like, does it mean any Free Spirit or Cerebral, and then any character that is Straw Hat, Vegapunk, Bonnie, or Paramecia? Or does it have to be a character that is one of these tags, and is also Cerebral Free Spirit? I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it could make a difference. After the first 40 seconds, defense down debuff to Navy and World Government. Okay, so special CT stuff related in the first 40 seconds, and then after that you're giving defense debuff and then attack buff to your team. Seems reasonable. Let's see what this special does. So it does a lot, it looks like. First 40 seconds, provoke for 20 seconds. Okay. For the first 40 seconds, 100% chance to evade fixed damage, percent damage, damage ignoring defense, to Cerebral, Free Spirit, Straw Hat, Vegapunk, Bonnie, Paramecia. Dude, this is cracked. This is so gross. So the fact that this character has so much special CT in their Rumble ability, like for the first 40 seconds, level 8 to self, also debuffing Navy and World Government, and then having the effect to make your crewmates under these tags ignore fixed percent and then damage through defense for 20 seconds. So this character is likely going to go first, or a lot of the time this character will launch first, and then it prevents these enemies from just inflicting mass damage to these tag characters. I kind of like it. For the first 40 seconds, you get 600 heal for every 3 seconds for the same tags for 20 seconds, and then after those 40 seconds are up, it'll change to this instead. So instead, it's going to give you the attack and speed buff to those characters, and then after 40 seconds, 5 times damage to Navy and World Government enemies. I mean, the character's not awful. I must admit, this character is not awful. It's not like wowing me, but the character was a lot better than I gave it credit for. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, realistically. So I think Atlas is a very solid unit, and it gets me thinking as well, the fact that the character is Strength, Cerebral, Free Spirit. Potentially we may see the New Year's character fall in line with a similar type class combo. We'll see, but Atlas seems pretty solid. Now we have Lilith here, so this is just going to be a Kizuna Rare recruit. I'm not going to go too in-depth with this one, so it's all slot to Dex at the start of the quest, which works well with the Atlas, of course, which can make deck slots become bomb, and then deck slots are matching for Cerebral. So let's read this special. So it reduces 6 turns of burn, whatever. Changes attack multiplier of bomb and super bomb to 3.0. That's actually kind of crazy. Boost the color affinity of Cerebral by 2.25. Changes crew slots including block into decks and then lock them for 1 turn, which of course it becomes bomb. Sets all enemies' defense to 0 for 1 turn, and if 3 or more scientists are on the crew, allows defense reducing effects applied from this special to ignore status effects, immunity, and status effects, and extends the duration of the color affinity and the slot attack multiplier by 2 turns. Not an awful special, honestly. I mean, again, works very well with Atlas. Outside of using it with Atlas, it's going to be a little clunky, of course, because you're not going to be abusing like bomb and super bomb all the time, but I guess there could be uses for it. And then the support attaches to any scientist if you're inflicted with burn, changes the character slot to dex, reduce burn by 2. I mean, this is not a bad support. 2-turn burn removal could be kind of good. And then, yeah, not really much else to talk about there for Lilith. So, yeah, it's a character you can pretty much ignore. Alright, let's get to talking about the super evolution of Shirahoshi and Mansherry. Now, one thing about this character that we can pretty much scratch off the board is the captain ability is essentially never used. So I guess I will vaguely go over it. I'll just look at the max version of the captain ability first. If it's worth reading, we'll go through it, but I really am not expecting much here, so let's just have a brief look over. So this is the best possible captain ability you can get. 2-turn cooldown, 2-turn switch, strike a Cerebral, get more attack the higher your HP, ranging between 4 to 5. And then 1.2 HP, 1.5 for every perfect, 2x for every great, 2.5 for every good. You get overhealing. Yeah, again, so this captain ability is just like nothing. It's just more like not that much damage, and then it's just healing focus. Like, really, you don't have to worry about using this character as a captain. You just don't, okay? Let's move on to the more important stuff. So, crewmate ability, strength slots are beneficial. Honestly, could be kind of good. So, the switch effect. It allows you to overheal for 1 turn. So, essentially, when you put this character on a team, you activate the switch ability. For 1 turn, any healing that you do from that point onwards will overheal past your max HP value, which is fantastic. So, you get that. It also heals you by 1500, which does obviously count to the overheal, and reduces slot bind, special bind, bind, and despair for the whole team by 1 turn. So the switch ability at base is already really good. I mean, this looks pretty much unchanged from the base version, but of course now we have a super swap, 5 swaps, which is very, very respectable. Again, you can overheal for 1 turn, heals the crew by 10,000 HP, locks the slots for 1 turn, and reduces all of the same debuffs by 2 turns. I mean, that is phenomenal. Like, this is an amazing super switch effect. Being able to lock the slots, like, is such a nice effect to have. And then the 2-turn removal, again, just so nice. Like, imagine being inflicted with 5 turns of, like, despair or whatever, and just being able to use the switch effect to remove, like, 2 turns of it. Your sockets deal with 3. Like, you just don't have to, like, waste a support for something like that. Like, this could be so good. Like, this switch effect is phenomenal. It's so good. Alright, the special. So, you can see that there's a big difference between the 2 versions. So, at a bare minimum, everyone will get access to this, by the way. Remember, this is the current Pirate Rumble season character, so everyone gets this. So, the first effect is you heal 10,000 HP for 10 turns. This is new. This character didn't do this beforehand. It would just give you, like, this effect at the end. Heals the crew by 50 times recovery. This effect where you heal by 10k for 10 turns is new, and it obviously works perfectly because you can use the switch effect, of course, and then, like, this effect will overheal, and then this effect also overheals, so it's quite good. It removes the crew's poison, all forms of poison. It removes paralysis, recovery down, remove SFX, bleed, and burn and despair by 7 turns. So the new addition here is bleed removal. This character, I don't think it did that. The paralysis, recovery down, blindness, despair, and burn, I believe are all the same. I don't remember if this character had blindness removal. If not, that's cool that it's got it now. Despair and burn were and the paralysis. Those are obviously like the big ones there. So that's kind of cool that they have that. It changes all slots into rainbow slots. Boost the chain by plus 1.5 for 3 turns. You get the big heal, and then you combine for 3 turns. So already, with the switch and special, this is already very good. So now, if you have the max investments, level limit break 5, it becomes a 15,000 heal for 10 turns. It removes all forms of poison, paralysis, recovery down, blindness, bleed, despair, and burn all by 10 turns instead of 7. It changes all slots into rainbow slots, boosts the chain by plus 1.5 for 3 turns, changes the attack multiplier of rainbow slots to 2.5 for 3 turns. So the rainbow slots that they generate now will become essentially the same value as a Wano slot, so very powerful. It heals the crew by 50 times character's recovery. They combine for 3 turns. And then there's a tag mechanic where if 3 or more royalty, merfolk, or tontata are on the crew, further increases your multiplicative and chain additives by 0.25, and then boost the chain by 1.75 times for 3 turns. So this character can provide you with chain addition and multiplicative and buff both of them simultaneously. I mean, let's be real, this effect is pretty redundant. Who really cares about that? Like it's a nice little addition, I suppose, but building around this is going to be a nightmare. Like, there's really not a lot of good royalty, merfolk, and tontata. But, like, at the end of the day, you get great healing, amazing utility. The rainbow slot change, I guess, could be kind of cool. And the chain addition is a nice touch as well. It's more of the fact that, hey, like, this super switch, this special is just nice and buff now. It's a really good character, honestly. It's really, really good. The character also has hunger, which is cool, has slot bind, and reduce the healing effect. I'm interested just to have a gander, just have a little geese at whether or not this is going to be a good character in Rumble. This character, I don't think, ever saw any meaningful Rumble play, so let's have a look. 6 speed buff to Cerebral Striker, 6 HP and guard up to all characters. The first 6 times this character lands a heal, applies a level 2 attack buff to Striker and Cerebral. The first 6 times this character heals, applies level 1 defense to Cerebral and Striker. When 8 or more Cerebral and Striker on the crew, reduce 30% of this character's special CT upon appearance. Well, that is interesting. Okay, is the special worth running? Probably not. Level 8 attack and speed to Cerebral and Striker for 25 seconds. Level 5 CT speed up to Cerebral and Striker for 25 seconds. That's a big buff for 25 seconds. God damn. Heals 4 times recovery to all crew members, so lots of healing. Applies level 5 defense buff to all crew members for 25 seconds, also very good. During Assault Rumble, applies a level 5 shield up buff to Cerebral and Strikers. Okay, not that crazy. The fact that this character does reduce its own CT by 30%, that's kind of nice, being able to activate this a little faster, because, I mean, 35 is quite high. So if you're reducing it already by, it is 30%, right? I believe it was 30. Yeah, 30%. So you're getting a little, like, I mean, you're getting around, like, a little under 10 seconds-ish. I mean, we could just pull up the calculator real quick. What is it? It's like 35 times, 0.7? Okay, so actually that's pretty solid. It's a almost an 11-second. It's about a 10-second cut to the character. And depending on what kind of team you're running, if you have a little bit of special CT, being able to launch this as fast as possible so that you can get this to allow your other specials to launch faster and charge up for their second wave seems okay. But there you go, guys. That's the breakdown of Shirahoshi Mansherry 6+. Honestly, seems alright. And then, of course, we have Dr. Vegapunk, Atlas, and Lilith. Seems alright as well. So, from this point onwards, the next new batch of characters that we're expecting is New Year's. We could potentially get something for New Year's, for Christmas, I meant to say. Obviously, last year we got some Christmas stuff, so I wouldn't be shocked if there is going to be some type of Christmas miniature banner to kind of bait people into pulling right before the New Year's celebration. I would expect the New Year's Sugarfest to probably be dropping around the 26th, 27th, 28th, in that range. So we'll have to wait and see exactly, and we will get teasers and stuff likely beforehand. So it's just a waiting game at this point. It's the waiting game until the Christmas period to see what it is going to be. But you know, honestly, it is probably a better thing to do to conserve your gems, avoid pulling from this point onwards until New Year's, and just waiting to see what comes. So that's going to wrap it up for me for this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the brand new batch of characters down below in the comment section. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.